Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Honest Am here, the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives and teach us how to become spiritual beings. A little bit about me: I do not just use the tarot. I use God and customs in the same sentence, and I'm able to pronounce some things. But if it does not stop Charlemagne the God, ain't gonna stop me. So what's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? Normally, angel number 30, I come on here and I have an idea or I've been thinking about something, and y'all, I just don't know. Like, I really feel like we are like reaching this point where it's like we are in the unknown, y'all. I feel like I'm like in the fucking void and I'm just, you know, free falling. But we're gonna go to the tarot cards and see what God and our ancestors have for us. I do want to apologize. I still owe you guys a blockage reading. I promise. Maybe I may do that like on a Saturday morning or something. I'm going to give you guys a blockage reading. I don't think we're going to do any moon readings this month just because it's like the timing of the moon. I think the next full moon is on Sunday. So let's see. I'm doing it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know what? I think I may give you guys a full moon reading. So I'll do that today too. So let's just get into it. Angel number 121. God, guardian angels, ancestors, beings of light, what messages do you have for us to become an alchemist of our life, to teach us how to become spiritual beings, or just to help bring heaven on earth? God, please deliver these messages to me as many as clear as possible. 2 cards only, God. Trying to make this a simple message. Yeah, I said 2 cards only. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards came out. God. 150, angel number 155. Okay, so let's just take all 5 of these cards. I'm probably not going to, let me not say what I'm not going to do. Let's just go. All right, so the 5 cards that came out is delight, purification, resilience, truth, and acceptance. And I actually want to stop and pause on this card of acceptance at angel number 220, because like that's where I feel like we are right now. I feel like when we were coming through the 8-8 portal, unfortunately you guys didn't get that amazing reading that I did, but it was all about learning to accept yourself, learning how to understand yourself. And as we are like walking through this threshold of just understanding ourselves, accepting that we are a creator, accepting that we're spiritual beings, accepting that God has placed things on our heart and on our soul for us to carry out. And so as you're moving through this door of acceptance, I feel like God is saying, instead of judging yourself, just delight, have fun, allow love to lead, which we've heard that message so much. So this is all like, I think this is just confirming that we are moving into this new era, this new time of being where things are going to be unknown. It's purification. Things are going to be falling away from us, but it's only falling away for us so that we can get to the truth of ourselves and the truth of our soul purpose here. So God is saying during this period, be resilient. I know for myself, I'm in this place where I'm like, I'm so fucking scared. Like, I'm so fucking scared. But I'm also excited at the same time. And I don't think that we talk about this enough as we're, you know, the process of awakening, the process of acceptance. That's really what awakening is. It is accepting yourself. It is walking through this threshold of accepting yourself and, you know, all parts of yourself, the good, bad, and the ugly. And it's like, as we're walking through this door, we're like walking through this threshold of just the unknown. And it can be a little bit scary. But I feel like what God is saying, instead of focusing on the fear, instead of focusing on I've never done this before, God is really telling us to focus on the love and allow love to lead. But I'm actually going to go ahead and get some tarot to just get some more information about this card. Hold on, sorry. I'm actually going to grab the Mystic Monday tarot. Yeah, like, so I did apply. I applied for that position and I did get some feedback. They asked me a question, but it's like, if this all happens, it's going to be a big ass shift and it's going to have to happen quickly. And you know, your mind wants you to think about the worst case scenario, but lately, like, my subconscious, thank God, because I've been doing that work, is really just been overriding the fear and just being like, girl, it's okay. If this is for us, it's going to work out. And I feel like that's what God is saying for you too. Like, even if you're going through an unknown period, know that if things are falling away, know that it's falling away to get closer to your truth. So just delight in that, be resilient in that. But it's ultimately, you just need to accept the truth of yourself. You know, that's what this is all about. But God, clarify this message of delight, purification, resilience, and truth, and acceptance, God. Allow no room for doubt or confusion. Deliver this message to me and through me as clear as possible. We don't talk enough about how, yeah, you know, going after your dreams as though it, you know, going after your dreams, and I really need to clean this off because I got like some sticky stuff. It's exciting, but it also can be very, very scary. You know, like, it can be very scary because you're doing something you've never done before. And of course, acceptance, look for acceptance. It was judgment, but it's upright because we're walking through this door of the unknown, but we're walking through it with the confidence, with the inner knowing. And I'm actually going to go to our deck and read what that judgment card is about, just because judgment just keeps coming out. Like, it just keeps coming out. Angel number 610. So, oh my God. And this is so beautiful. So, leading us through all, I'm going to walk us through the message, but everything that is happening in this next 3 to 6 weeks, it's happening for us to be the fool, to go towards our goals, to get closer to our soul truth and our soul purpose. This is so beautiful. Like, look how beautiful this card is. She just looks so happy. And though she's on the cliff, she's about to leap, but she's doing it with joy. She's doing it with love. She's doing it with delight because she knows she's doing things that God wants her to do. So the card for delight that came out is the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands, every time I see this card, I think about Beyonce. I have no idea why. But the 7 of Wands, to me, it's just all about standing your ground, fighting for what you believe in. As we see these swords kind of coming into her, these wands coming towards her. The wand suit is all about your passion. It's all about your drive. And so with these things coming at her, I feel like these are like things vying for her attention, or people, maybe even people opinions of what she should be doing and how she should be doing it. And I feel like what God is saying is that as you're standing your ground, again, you're not standing your ground being rude. You're not standing your ground being aggressive. I have noticed, like I was talking to somebody and he was just like, well, okay, like, I believe you, you don't have to. And I realized, like, there's a part of me that had like a chip on my shoulder, and I'm like, I don't want to come across like that. Like, you can stand your ground, you can be firm in yourself, you can be confident in what you're doing without being an asshole, without being super combative. And so that's why God is saying, just delight, have fun. When people, people have their opinions, you can just, bat it off. It's like, thank you, no thank you. It's like, thank you, no thank you. Angel number 8. Wow, I almost took some stuff out. See, that's what I get. But anyways, God is just saying, stand your ground, but stand your ground with love, stand your ground having fun, stand your ground. Also, I feel like this is like, with this 7 of Wands, the other thing I get is like things that are coming in, other things that you want to do. I feel like God is saying, if you want to do other things, don't be afraid to veer off that path, because remember, every single thing that is happening for you, the ultimate end goal is happening for you to take this leap of faith. It's happening for you to journey into this new door, this new way of being. And so whatever it is that's coming up at this time, because I feel like it's like a lot of stuff coming at you. You see how these swords are kind of coming at you? It's like, instead of being super defensive or fighting it all off, I feel like what God is saying is examine it. If it's for you, let it come in. If it's not, then, get it out. For purification, we have the moon card coming out. And with the moon and for purification, I feel like what God is saying is that the things that are falling away are the things that are clouding your judgments, the things that are creating illusions in your mind. When we think about the moon, we think about the subconscious. That's why every time the moon comes, people are like, oh, everybody get crazy on the moon. But it's not that everybody's getting crazy in the moon, but it's really just that when the moon... when we have full moons, it's the closest time, it's when the moon is the closest to the earth, and it's also surfacing up these subconscious thoughts, and it's bringing these things that you wouldn't normally think about to the surface. That's why I say people are acting so crazy, but it's not that they're acting crazy, they're just acting out what they normally think in their mind, you know. That's really what the height of the full moon is all about. And so with this purification that's coming up, I feel like what God is saying, there's things that are coming up in order for you to, one, be aware of them, two, to, you know, make a decision on, are you going to continue to allow this stuff to be this way, or are you going to make a choice to do something differently? Like, it's like, again, with these things, it's like a lot of stuff coming at you, and some of this stuff may be good, and some of this stuff may be coming at you from your subconscious and telling you things that you need to work on to purify yourself, okay? For resilience, we have the 10 of Pentacles, and that's why it's like at the center of this reading, God is saying it's a lot of stuff coming at you. You're losing things. It's like stuff coming at you, things are being fallen away, and you feel like there, you know, it's like you're in the midst of a storm. You know, it's like stuff coming in, you are excited about new things that you want to do, but you're also very sad about the things that you have to let go, and the things that you need to deal with, and the ways that you have held yourself back, because that's also what could be coming up at this time. It could be all the reason why you're realizing the reason why you haven't been living this life is because you've held yourself back. I think we don't talk about that enough. So often we're always talking about, with engine number 1047, what another person did and what our parents did and all this other stuff, and again, we're taking all of the ownership, giving everybody our power instead of taking our power back and realizing that, oh, it's not that my parents were so fucked up, it's just that I was so steeped in my bullshit from my past and my childhood that I held myself back. But I don't want to do that anymore, because ultimately I know that I'm worthy of being who I was sent here to be. I know that God sent me to live a life of wealth and a life of fun. So that's why God is saying be resilient, because all of this is coming up ultimately for you to, with the 10 of Pentacles, for me, I feel like it's like for you to get your financial stability. You know, like we don't want to talk about being financially stable in a spiritual community, because we feel like, oh, we're supposed to be beyond money and all of that other shit. But it's like, we are in a fucking time-space reality that is very much so about money. And if you believe that God sent you down here to be poor, or if you feel like, you know, being rich or being wealthy is evil, then you know what? It's like if you really feel like billionaires are evil, or that if you look for money that you're evil, then what you're also doing is buying into this concept that you're supposed to struggle, that life is supposed to be like this. It is like, that's not how life is supposed to be. Like, you're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to come down here to live life abundantly. And anything that is taking you from that, it's for you to examine whether you're holding yourself back or if another person is holding you back, okay? Angel number 1037. For truth, what we have is temperance, and I love this temperance card. First of all, it's a whole bunch of blue, and we know blue is all about water, blue is all about emotions, blue is also all about the throat chakra and speaking our truth, because this came out under truth. And I feel like what God is saying is, we see that there's some scales coming out, and again, what God is saying is, anything that is coming up during this time, whether it feels good or whether it feels bad, it's coming up to bring you in balance. It's coming up for you to understand the truth about yourself. So often we judge ourselves. Like, we don't even go after our dreams and our goals because of the shit that happened in our childhood, because of the illusions and all of this other stuff, and we hold ourselves back. But God is saying, no more. You don't have to hold yourself back. You need to know that if you just make a decision in your heart and your soul that you are going to be the fool, that you are going to journey towards the things that you know that are meant for you, then anything that come up is coming up to get you to that end goal of being the best person and to put you in balance, okay? Angel number 1047. Last card that I want to talk about is this Judgment card coming out for acceptance. And I feel like, again, going back to what I was saying before, you are at this place where you're deciding, okay, I want to do things differently. I want to go after my dreams. I want to be the best person that I'm supposed to be. I want to be a spiritual being. I want to live like the 1%. God is saying, stand your ground and then allow love to lead. Anything that is not love, anything that does not make you feel good, allow it to go away. As you're allowing things to go away, you're going through this purification process. You're starting to look at your subconscious. You're starting to look at those people, those things those people, things, places, and behaviors that hold you back. And anything that's holding you back, God is asking you to allow it to just drift away. Allow yourself to go through a purification process. God is saying be resilient in this process, knowing that everything that happens, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, it's ultimately happening so that you can be financially stable and balanced within yourself and know the truth about yourself. Last thing, as we're going through this door of acceptance, you're going through this door of the unknown, but as you're going through this judgment, it's not like a true judgment. It's really you just examining. Again, it's like examining the ways that you've held yourself back. Angel number 1505, so that you can be the fool and journey into a whole new beyond. Journey onto a new way of being. Make sense? Okay. Give me 1 second. I need to look at something. Okay, sorry, 15, angel number 16. So I want to read this card of judgment really quickly, just because it keeps coming up. So with judgment, the key words for this is Pluto. And Pluto is a planet that's all about transformation. Yeah, just leave it at transformation. I was going to say transformation and destruction, but absolute evaluation, reflection. Prioritize reflection and self-evaluation as you need time to regenerate. You've reached a checkpoint where you are ready to assess your life and release old wounds. Quiet contemplation can lead to an awakening that you are ready to change aspects of your life for the better. You'll be able to recognize patterns in the past that may have served you then, but are no longer serve you now. Authenticity has become important to you, and you want to live your life aligned with your inner spirit and your true self. You learned from the past, and you are ready to carry those lessons into the future with experience and wisdom. Trust your judgment. You make your decisions based on a perfect blend of intuition and intellect. You'll make your decisions based on a perfect blend of intuition and intellect, enhanced by your library of lessons learned from your past experiences. Angel number 1717. So pretty much that really just clarified and wrapped up everything that I was saying, is that as you're standing your ground, you're learning that you're doing your control out the lake. As you are realizing that you are going to go after your dreams, that you are going to be the person that you're meant to be, as you're starting to examine those old beliefs, those things that held you back, looking at those illusions, looking at your subconscious, thinking about what you're thinking about. God is saying be resilient, stay focused on the prize, allow all these situations to help you reveal the truth of yourself so that you can come in balance and you can walk through this door of acceptance. I mean, I don't know how much more perfect that can get. So I'm actually going to leave this message at this. I'm actually going to just give us a tool really quickly. God, give us a tool that we can use to help us really understand this principle and this concept of walking through the door of acceptance, walking through the door of acceptance and no longer judging ourselves. God, clarify this message of delight, the 7 of Wands, purification with the Fool, resilience with the 10 of Pentacles, truth, temperance, and acceptance, judgment. God, allow no room for doubt or confusions. Wrap this reading up in a beautiful bow. One or two. Look at this. You see that? Angel number 1845. 1845, yeah. The message is I can follow the trail of good feeling thoughts with the 7 of Wands and the delight. So again, remember, I think so often a lot of us don't go after our dreams because they just feel so big. So say, for example, if you're like me and you're from Detroit, but you have dreams of wanting to be a writer, director, actor, and to me, it feels impossible because I don't know anybody in that industry. I don't live anywhere in that industry. I didn't go to school for that. I didn't prepare for that. But I recognized later in life that this is something that I want to do. I want to create movies. I want to make people feel seen, because I realized what the lie that was told to me is that art is not powerful, that you can't make money off of art. And it's like, first of all, they making all the money, and it's like the most powerful thing there is. Angel number 1944. So it's like, I died to that truth of that. I died to that idea that I can't earn a living doing what I love. And it's like, if I really try to think about it, and trust me, y'all, I have tried to think about how I'm going to make it to the end goal, it's impossible. It really, it's overwhelming, and it makes me feel like there's no way that it can happen. But I have to believe, and this is where God is also telling you, you have to believe that if God placed something on your heart, he placed it on your heart for a reason. He wouldn't just keep this on your mind. Like, that's not God, that's the devil. He wouldn't just allow something to just keep marinating on your mind over and over, touching your spirit, touching your soul. He wouldn't have you aching and desiring after something that was impossible to reach. So it's like, once I realize that that's not who my God is, and that's not something that God will want for me, then I have to release control on how it's going to happen. I have to just stand my ground and just believe that if I follow the trail of good feeling thought, that if I just allow love to lead, if I allow myself to just constantly override fear, if I allow myself to walk through the door of the unknown, then if I keep doing it every single day, then eventually it will lead me to where I want to be. And eventually, when I make the choice and trust my intuition, I will become the magician. I will become the person that I know I can be. Do you hear me? But it first comes with making that choice. It first comes with you deciding, first of all, it first comes with you taking that leap of faith of you saying, I believe I'm going to go through this door of acceptance, and I believe that God want the best for me. You have to constantly make that decision every single day. I'm going to allow love to lead. I'm going to override this. I'm going to trust my intuition so that I can become the magician of my life. I'm going to read this card. Most people have put anything that earns money in the category of things that I have to do. And that's why the money comes often. Most people have put anything that earns money in the category of the things that I have to do. And that is why money often comes so hard. If you are wise enough to follow the trail of good feeling thoughts by deliberately looking for positive aspects along your way, you will come into vibrational alignment with who you really are and the things that you really want. And once you do that, the universe has no choice but to deliver a viable means to achieve your desires. Did you hear what I said? If you are wise enough to follow the trail of good feeling thoughts by deliberately looking for positive aspects along your way, you will come into vibrational alignment with who you really are. Meaning you don't have to know anything about how you're going to get there, what's going to happen, who the resources are, who the connect is, who going to put you on, how to have the proper algorithm. You don't need none of that shit. All you got to do is allow love to lead. All you got to do is stand your ground, say that you trust in God, and allow love to lead. All you got to do is keep looking at those illusions, those things that hold you back, and focus on the goal. Focus on putting yourself in vibrational alignment with who you truly are, bringing yourself into balance, and the universe has no choice but to deliver you a means, a viable means. I'll read it one more time. If you are wise enough to follow the trail of good feeling thoughts by deliberately looking for aspects along your way, you will come into vibrational alignment with who you really are and with the things you really want. And once you do that, the universe must deliver to you a viable means to achieve those desires. God is saying you don't fucking need to know the way. All you got to do is trust yourself. All you got to do is allow love, light, and delight to lead. All you got to do is to constantly you have to constantly override fear. Face those things that make you scared. Y'all, I'm literally looking in a path that I never would have desired. First of all, I never would have thought to go back this way. I never would have thought to even try to really go down this path. But it's like, it makes so much sense. And it's like, even that makes sense. It's like, well, how all this? It's like, you don't have to worry about that. You just have to focus on, I know that God only wants the best for me. So I'm going to get my ass on that path and just follow the goal. And I know eventually it will lead me where I need to be. Okay. Angel number 2433. I am going to leave the message at that, guys. Stand your ground. Make that decision. Stop going back and forth. Make the choice to bet on God. Make the choice to follow the trail of good feeling thoughts. And I promise you, it will lead you exactly where you need to be. All right, guys. That is all the messages I have for you. If you made it to the end of this message, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end of this message, and you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. If you're interested in donating to me or getting a personal reading, or letting me know you want a personal reading, all of that information is down in the description box below. See you soon. Bye.